Math TEKS in this video include estimate and find solutions to application problems involving percentages and other proportional relationships such as similarity and rates.
Ratios.
Created by Stephen Dominguez and Audrey.
During the Dark Ages, people were dying at a very young age. Sickness spread and common villagers did not know why. Superstition spread like wildfire. The commoners were ignorant. Priests tried to convince them that numbers were from the devil, so they would not realize how much the church was stealing from them.
The merchants were tired of villagers attempting to stone them when they mentioned prices, example $3. So they told people that adding the percentage sign after a number would purify it. So if someone wanted to buy a pair of socks for 50 cents in our time, the socks would cost 50% because a cent was 1 in 100. Just like 30% in our day is 30 out of 100. And that's how a percentage was born.
Now let's put our knowledge to the test with a question straight from TEKS. Vicky put $1,250 in her savings account. The account was earning simple interest. At the end of the year, she had $1,312.50 in her account. What was the annual percentage rate of interest?
The question specifically is asking for the annual percentage of interest, so we know from the question that she put $1,250 in her account at the beginning of the year. By the end of the year, she had $1,312.50.
From background knowledge, we know that a percentage is a ratio after division multiplied by 100. Additionally, we can look right on the math formula chart and get the simple interest formula. I equals PRT, where I is interest, P is principal or the beginning amount, R is rate or interest, and T is time, depending on how the interest is charged.
So using that formula, we can place $1,312.50 in I. $1,250 can be placed in P, and a year can be inserted in the time slot because Vicky checks her account after a year. Now, we solve the problem for R, or rate. So now we multiply all our knowns on the right side. Afterwards, we divide 1,250 over both sides to get R by itself. Then divide $1,312.50 over $1,250, and that will give you 1.05.
1.05% is the total percentage, not the interest.
But beware, one single wrong move and your answer is wrong. If someone believes that the subtraction of the final value and the initial value gives them the rate, for example, $1,312.50 minus 1,250, you will get answer choice A. If someone swaps the final and initial value, they would divide 1,250 over $1,312.50. Then multiply by 12 months instead of 1 year. They would end up with answer choice B. If the student believes that the final value must be rounded, example, $1,512.50 to $1,313, their answer would be slightly higher as shown in answer C.
Here's a problem that you can relate to. Barbara bought a coat at the mall. The cost of the coat was $140 before sales tax. If the total cost of the coat, including tax, was $150.50, what was T, the rate of the sales tax?
The question specifically is asking for the sales tax of the coat. We know the cost of the coat before was $140. But after the sales tax, it was $150.50. From background knowledge, we know that sales tax is added to the original price. We also know that the sales tax is written in a percentage.
So we would first find the difference between the after price and before price. That number would be exactly how much tax Barbara paid. Now we would divide how much tax Barbara paid by the original price because the tax was added to the original price, not the final price. The end result is a decimal. In order to make a percentage, you must either multiply by 100 or move the decimal place over twice to the right.
Again, one wrong move and your whole answer is trash. The student might believe that the subtraction of the final value and initial will result in the correct answer or answer choice A. But $10.50 is the amount of tax paid, not the sales tax. Others might guess 8.25% since that is the sales tax for items in Texas, like answer choice B. If they choose answer choice D, the student probably thought the final price, $150.50, was the initial value versus $140, causing them to use a wrong proportion. A proportion is two ratios that have a relationship. Example, 2 to 4 or 3 to 6. Similarity, on the other hand, is two shapes that are proportional but not identical.
If you don't know what stupid ratios are, then you better listen up. Ratio is a relationship between two values. With that, you can go far. If you don't know what stupid proportions are, then you better listen up. Proportions are a relationship between two ratios. With that, you can go far. If you don't know what stupid similarity is, then you better listen up. Similarity is two shapes who are proportional. With that, you can go far.
Show me the